Along the broad spectrum of theories surrounding Shanks' true motives in One Piece, none have been able to provide conclusive proof of what his eventual role in the story will be as it progresses. Beginning with how he inspired Luffy to take to the seas in search of Roger's treasure, to his meeting with the Five Elders in Mary Joy, there have been many instances where his actions diverged from what was often expected of him. While it may not be too out of character for Shanks to have his own objectives beyond keeping the peace in the New World, the confusion surrounding his relationship with Luffy in One Piece is something that may hopefully be addressed in the Straw Hat Pirates' upcoming visit to Elbaf. Shanks' declaration of his desire to go and claim the One Piece is another development that most fans of the series may not have expected, since he is well aware of the fact that it is Luffy's main goal. With all this considered, is it plausible that Shanks was actually waiting for Joyboy to emerge in order to seek out Laugh Tale, Shanks' original goals? Even though he was once part of the famed Roger Pirates, who conquered the Grand Line and journeyed to Laugh Tale, Shanks did not actually get to see the final island. Unfortunately, his crewmate at the time, Buggy, fell ill shortly after the crew went to Zoe. Deciding to look after his friend and stay back while the rest of the crew went onward, Shanks was never able to visit Laugh Tale or see the treasure lying in wait over there. Despite this, he resolved to one day make his own voyage to Laugh Tale and see it for himself, as the Roger Pirates disbanded and went their separate ways. However, Shanks then chose to delay his quest for the One Piece, waiting for when the time was right to set out for the New World. Since he did speak to Goldie Roger and the rest of the Roger Pirates after their journey back from Laugh Tale, it is fairly likely that he had some knowledge of what lay on the island, as well as the true nature of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, biding his time. In fact, one of Shanks' most important actions in One Piece is his theft of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, now revealed to be the mythical Zoan Hito Hito no Mi model, Nika, from a world government ship that was under the protection of Who's Who. The former CP9 agent and future member of the Beast's Pirates Tobarapo held a lifelong grudge against Shanks for stealing the fruit from under his nose and ruining his career. Additionally, Who's Who also despised Luffy, who went on to consume the fruit. This latter event could be an important part of Shanks' reason for delaying his journey to Laugh Tale, as he was probably aware of the true nature of the devil fruit he had stolen. Shanks must have been in shock on seeing Luffy eat it. Whether Shanks intended to consume it himself or use it in some other manner is not really certain, but from then on, quite a few of his actions can be traced back to his desire to keep Luffy out of harm's way. From intervening at Marineford to stopping Admiral Ryukugyu off the shores of Wano country, he has always looked out for Luffy from a distance. Many would argue that this is out of genuine concern for Luffy, and that may be true to some extent. Over time, as he amassed more power and became one of the 4 emperors of the sea, he gradually built up a wide network of allies and contacts to aid him when the time would come to set out for Laugh Tale. Regardless of these instances, it may not be outlandish to question whether he was also interested in following Luffy's progress to see if he would eventually go on to awaken the fruit and become the one who is referred to by Joyboy as his second coming, surpassing his former captain. All this ties into how Shanks' real goal may not revolve around just visiting Laugh Tale, but making use of the treasure that is said to have been left there by Joyboy himself. With Luffy's awakening now signaling that Joyboy is returned, at least according to Zunesha, the time is now ripe for Shanks to take action and potentially ally with him in a bid to do what Roger could not. Alternatively, Shanks may also choose to compete against Luffy for the title of Pirate King, although this may be a little out of character considering his mostly benevolent intentions. The only evidence to the contrary may be in his ruthless defeat of the Kid Pirates and his seizure of their poneglyph copies, hinting that he is quite serious about his desire to claim the One Piece. Where the Roger Pirates arrived at Laugh Tale too early and did not possess the mythical devil fruit named after sun god Nika, Shanks now has the chance to claim the One Piece alongside his protege and take down the world government. This is the ideal scenario, where Shanks still adheres to his moral code and does not harbor any malicious intent towards Luffy and his crew. Through this course of events, both Shanks and Luffy could finally surpass Roger's achievements and reveal the true history of the Void Century to the rest of the world, triggering the downfall of the world government and the start of a new era. And in other news, how Vegapunk influences the balance of power in One Piece. In the One Piece world, where power and ambition collide, few figures can shape the delicate balance that governs its various factions and people. Amongst them is Dr. Vegapunk, who has a huge influence that ripples throughout One Piece's complex web of power dynamics. Due to his extraordinary intelligence, association with the world government, and probable comprehension of the mysterious Void Century, Vegapunk is a formidable force who can tip the balance of power. Through his scientific innovations, the secrets he may hold, and his affiliation with the dominant world government, Vegapunk's presence casts a profound and far-reaching influence that can shift power dynamics and influence the world of One Piece. Technological advancement. Vegapunk's scientific prowess allows him to create groundbreaking technology that could alter the power dynamics in the series. For instance, Vegapunk created the Pacifistas, modeled after the ex-warlord of the sea Bartholomew Kuma, and Seraphims, powerful cyborgs that provide the world government with a formidable military force. These weapons of war are powerful, swift, and combat-capable, which makes them significant assets in battles. Vegapunk's research has yielded advanced weaponry and technology beyond conventional weaponry. By introducing such cutting-edge technology, Vegapunk strengthens the world government's military power, possibly shifting the balance in its favor and preserving its military dominance. However, if revolutionary groups, pirates, or some nations came into possession of the information and technology that went into these inventions, it might level the playing field. This change would result in a more equitable allocation of military power and make it harder for the oppressive governments to keep control. Affiliation with the world government. Vegapunk's close affiliation with the world government has granted him access to a wealth of materials and funding. This allowed him to create groundbreaking technology innovations that gave the Marines a sizable advantage over pirates on the sea or any faction against them. The Pacifista, Seraphims, and advanced battleships created by Vegapunk have helped the Marines' technological dominance and tipped the scales in their favor. This advantage has made it increasingly difficult for pirate crews and other factions to challenge the might of the Marines. For instance, the creation of highly developed weapons and components like the Kairoseki Sea Stone, which may diminish the skills of powerful devil fruit users, has leveled the playing field and opened up possibilities for Marines to win against foes wielding devil fruit. It is not enough that the world government firepower and machine have the power to dominate pirates and bring nations to their knees alone, but Vegapunk's association with their cause reinforces authority and control over the world. With Vegapunk's help, they can stifle dissent and combat powerful individuals or factions who oppose their rule. The unjust destruction of the Lelougia kingdom and the tragedy of Ohara, among other things, illustrates the evil nature of the government. The overwhelming might of Vegapunk's ingenuity, combined with the resources and support of the world government, makes it increasingly difficult for people to revolt and tip the balance of power in their favor. Knowledge of the hidden truth. Vegapunk's potential knowledge of the Void Century holds power to reshape the world of One Piece. The recent events of Egghead Island emanated due to the genius scientist's research into the Void Century, and the world government knows these hidden secrets could challenge the existing power structure and alter the balance of power. Therefore, an assassination order was placed on the Vegapunk to keep the truth hidden. The knowledge of the Void Century will empower factions and galvanize people seeking to challenge the world government's might, potentially leading to upheaval and a redistribution of power. Vegapunk's research into ancient weapons, including Pluton, could be a game changer. His knowledge of these ancient weapons would tip the balance of power, and the threat of these weapons could force the world government to make concessions. Knowledge of Vegapunk's discoveries could serve as a powerful bargaining chip for revolutionary groups when forming alliances with other factions. Nations seeking protection may be more inclined to align themselves with those possessing such valuable information, potentially reshaping global alliances. In other words, Vegapunk's involvement can sway the balance of power by aligning his capabilities with specific factions and their goals. That's a wrap for this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more amazing videos very soon.